No stable, no virgin, no star, no manger, no census, no kings, not the 25th, not December. It's all a fantasy. So let's celebrate the real deal. The Christmas Nativity is performed annually in churches and schools, but it isn't true. The earliest gospel doesn't mention it. The idea of Mary being a virgin was based on a mistranslation of the Hebrew word Alma, meaning young woman, into a Greek word meaning virgin. Mary conceived naturally, with Joseph. There was no census to drag them to Bethlehem. Jesus was born not at the start of the Common Era, but up to 6 years before, and more likely in the spring. Certainly not on December the 25th, a date chosen over 300 years later to replace the celebrations of Saturn, Sol Invictus and Mithra, all various pagan gods, and the winter solstice. There are no independent accounts of wise men making journeys around this period, and no mention of them, the star, shepherds or angels in 3 of the Gospels. There are no accounts of an inn, a stable, an ox, an ass, cattle or camels at all. These ideas were introduced over 1,000 years later by St. Francis, and the word for feeding trough also means a baby's crib. There are no independent records of Herod killing babies, and Luke makes no mention of the family fleeing for their lives to Egypt. The Nativity is a hodgepodge of old religious ideas put into an invented story to highlight Jesus' birth and make religious points, when in fact he was born at home in Nazareth, like all the babies, in a way that drew no attention other than the natural excitement at the arrival of a new life in a small community. If Christianity is going to be taken seriously in our modern world, we must stop this superstitious observance of a fantasy focused on Jesus in our churches and in our schools, and instead keep the essential message of Christmas, that life is a mysterious miracle, that every child born is precious and to be cherished, and that in response to the gift of life, we must learn to have enough faith to be impregnated with love, to gestate goodness, and be born again to live lives that change the world for the better.